Welcome to the Call to Cinema. My name is Aaron, and I didn't plan on doing this today. This was my day for pre-tapes, but here we go. I figure I'll do this now because I'm going to guess there's going to be other videos coming out later on today or later on tonight or throughout the week. So I'll get mine out of the way, and we'll have some fun with it. Severin have announced all 8 titles that are coming out in the sale. And so now we have a better idea. We have a great idea actually now of what's coming out. So we know what's coming out. We do not yet know, as far as I can tell right now, the packages, the way it's going to be bundled. We can kind of guess on that. Hey there, Death Bomb. Welcome, man. First one, the comment too. So extra cool points for that. We don't yet know what the packages are going to be. We don't know. We do know there's a book. We don't know about any other real merchandise. Hey there, Ryan. Welcome. But we do know the 8 titles now. And initially, like as of last night, hey, Bullet Blake, are you excited about any of these titles, man? I'm guessing some are going to have slipcovers, just so you know. So that'll be good for you. Because this is some different stuff. This is different than the last couple Severin sales, but I would say this is more in line with the older school Severin sales, is what I would expect coming from the company, especially where for the longest time, were the Jess Franco company. For those that are unaware, hey there, Dave. They pretty much were known for being the company that did the Jess Franco stuff, and they did it extremely well. Hey there, Punk. Hey there, John. Yeah, cruising. Well, like Cody's chest. I actually sent a picture of Cody's chest to my better half. She's a huge wrestling fan, and she doesn't normally watch WWE, but I wanted to show her that. You know, aside from that match, and the first match was a pretty crappy pay-per-view, but first and last match were pretty good. But the last title was announced today, but let's look at the other titles that were announced first. Now, Steve Jay's here. Jay's not here yet, but Jay sent me a message with the other 7 titles before, so I'm going to bring that up, and that's what we're going to look at on the screen. And then we'll go into the 8th title announcement, and then we'll go back over them, and we'll talk about the other titles. So get to the titles. There we go. So for those who are unaware, we get a 4K of Faceless, Bridget Leahy in Faceless. We're getting Bridget Leahy in The Female Executioner. We're getting the more modern film, All About Evil. We're getting Blood Hunt. We're getting Ernesto Giobaldi's. I'm going to put it, I know someone else worked on it too, but he's the most famous name there, Libido. We're getting 2 upgrades, Blu-ray upgrades for very, very, very early Severin Jess Franco titles in Macumba Sexual and Mansion of the Living Dead. And the 8th title is The Shadowed Mind. And I've got the description up here, so we'll actually look at this. The Shadowed Mind. There's the alternate artwork. In 1988, South African filmmaker Cedric Sundstrom, whose underground short Suffer Little Children have provoked global outrage and accolades, took a group of skilled actors to a disused railway warehouse in Pretoria to shoot the story of an unorthodox asylum for the sexually insane with a semi-improvised script. A rogue meets Argento-style palette, and startling bursts of graphic violence and nudity was immediately banned by the government. It has remained virtually unseen anywhere in the world until now. Rufus Swart from Dust Devil, Adrian Pierce from Purgatory, and Simon Sabella from Zuludan star in this psychosexual shocker from the producer of Stone, now scanned uncut in 2K from the director's own 35mm print. Hey there, Vince. Welcome, man. Hey there, Justin. The only film element in existence and featuring a career-spanning interview with Sundstrom. So let that sink in for a minute. A virtually unseen banned film is getting a worldwide debut, pretty much across here, um, with a career-spanning interview with Sunshine. And when they talk about career-spanning interviews, they're usually really good with career-spanning interviews. This is an interesting announcement. I definitely got to agree. For Blood Hunt, The Shadowed Mind, Dimension of the Living Dead. Good choices. So one's at the top for me. Just looks right up your alley. Shadowed Mind really looks like it could be phenomenal. Vince said he heard Footprints on the Moon is coming up. Would not surprise me. Footprints on the Moon. I have the Shameless Screen Edition, of course I do, Vince, of that one there. But I would gladly upgrade that film. I really like Footprints on the Moon. It was a weird one because when I got it, I said, "Is this a science fiction film?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is yellow. Okay, that's different." So, what are your guys' thoughts right now? We know all 8 films, and we'll dive into this a bit more. We'll look at the films in more detail. We'll look at the possible ways that they could do that they could package these together, or they could bundle them. For those that don't know, though, I guess one thing I should mention, and it might be gone by now, Sin Arcadia. Nobody really, I don't think many people have because of the rarity of the film, dude. They're pulling out the stops and they're putting out some stuff that literally are shockers. This is a shocker of an announcement. It was something nobody could see coming. Because how could you see coming something that most people are unaware of and had never gotten a release? When I think about, when people say, well, people do a lot of 4K releases and all that type of stuff, like, and I love the 4K releases. I love the type of stuff. But when you see this from a company, when a company goes and does something like this, it should be applauded. Let's see if it has yet. So from what I heard on the Severin Facebook page, this here package, the one you're looking at right here, the hallucinogenic hypnovision bundle, limited to 100. It's down to 5, maybe less right now. But when I looked at this last time, it was apparently down to 5. They put an announcement out there that if you want this, hey there, kitty. I know. You're excited about the announcement too? The sale starts, and we'll bring it up over. See if it's on the 10th to the 13th. So what you're looking for, more than likely, is you're looking at, I'd say the same as the Vinegar Syndrome, is that to do like a 1201 time. So we'll be here for that, Dave. So we'll be on here for the video. Hey, they're ready. Welcome, man. What do you think of the new announcement? The director did Revenger, the action movie co-starring Oliver Reed, and a couple of American Ninja movies. Okay, that's kind of cool. Just want the strange box set alone, and even then, gotta save a bit for it. Can't miss out on Chopper on Blue. I mean, it's cool. I mean, like, say what they will. This crazy and like insane. Like, honestly, is that a bad price for it? I don't think so for what's there. Like, if I had the bones to do it, I'd grab it. Hey there, Antoine. I'd probably, I'll probably get the set eventually. This is what my better half wants. I'll put a ticker down on my on my sale video, and it'll be like a donation ticker, and we'll see if it reaches the amount to buy the box set. If it does, I'll review it. We'll see how that goes. Oh my god. Yeah, that's gonna be it. But this here is going down really quickly. If this stays in stock, and I get enough donations to get this, you know what I'll do? I'll review it with the mask. There we go. I know that's not going to happen, so I can easily say it. But knowing that we've got a 4K coming out, and it's a Bridge Leahy 4K, I got to agree. They've been really good at doing these kind of like these themed ones. So what do you think? They said there are 3 special mid-year sale bundles. Obviously, one of those bundles is definitely going to be like, well, the full package, everything. They'll have some name on it, whether it's the faceless package or the Franco package. They'll have some type of name on it, and it'll be bundled with some type of merchandise. So I'm sure we'll get aside from the book, there'll be other things you can get. That's the thing. Like most of the time, damn, just to let you know, the bundles aren't available during the sale. Now people can like correct me if I'm wrong on that, but uh the bundles available during the sale are going to be combinations of these films right here. If it's like every other year, so all bundles are gone except for these bundles. So the bundles offered during the sale are going to be these right here. What's the final title? Why, it's right here. It's The Shadowed Mind. And if you're like, okay, what's The Shadowed Mind? You're not alone on that. Okay. No, like there'll be some good bundles. I mean, like it'll be interesting to see the price. But yeah, definitely be a Franco one that'll be done. Uh, there'll be one with the all 8 films, and I think the third one will be a Bridget Leahy bundle. So I think what we're going to get is a Bridget Leahy bundle, with or without the book, depending on what area that you live in. We'll get one that is going to be all 8, and we'll get a Franco bundle. So basically, so for the Franco bundle, that would include the Female Executioner, would include Macumba Sexual, Mansion of the Living Dead, would include no, so not Female Executioner, would include Faceless, 4K Faceless, Macumba Sexual, Mansion of the Living Dead. We'd get like it is. That's surprising. Not surprising for me because I love Franco, but it can be kind of surprising for some people. So you're gonna get a Franco bundle here. This is my guess. These are my estimates and my guesstimates. Is that we're gonna get a Franco bundle. We are going to get a Bridget Leahy bundle, and we are. Oh, dude, I'm the opposite of talking into not spending money. That's the problem. That's the problem with my channel, I think. Um, if you were here when I did the Severin Stealth DVD sale, um, then I bet you spent money. Makuma Sexual, I don't remember as well. Mansion of Vendetta I really liked, but Makuma Sexual has been a long time, and it doesn't help that my Franco books are in Morocco right now. But let's see, make sure there's nothing here that I can't show. So this is the there's $5 DVD, obviously out of stock right now. Only feature on the original one was a feature with Jess Franco and Lena Romay, which is nothing to sneeze at. Well, let's read it. Let's read the other release. It's the film that shocks even the most hardcore connoisseurs of Eurosex sagas, a fever dream of unbridled depravity from the bizarre mind of writer-director Jess Franco, the ever-alluring Lena Romay as her alter ego, Candy Coster, stars as a young woman haunted by erotic hallucinations of the mysterious Prince Obongo, an eye-popping performance by Ajita Wilson of Sadomania fame, Princess Obongo. But this self-proclaimed goddess of unspeakable lust, I thought it was going to be a princess. Princess, yeah, it's cool. Has still more in store for this shabby sex bot and her unsuspecting husband, including lesbian ecstasy, frenzied threesomes, bisexual orgies, and beyond. Robert Foster from Mansion of the Living Dead and Jess Franco himself co-star in the slushy, atmospheric, relentlessly erotic shocker, now fully restored from a recently discovered original negative with all new bonus materials. So you can expect some more bonus materials on this release, that's for sure. I would go out there until I use 36, right on. Hopefully you got those. You probably already had the documentaries. Well, I hope you got the documentaries I recommended. So we get Ajita Wilson and Lena Romay in a film. That's pretty damn cool. You can expect. I can say expect Stephen Thrower, something with an interview of some sort with Stephen Thrower on this here release. More than likely, that is what you're one of the things that you will get. And it's Franco, baby. Are you an Adam Cole fan anyway, Eddie Loco? Are you like my wife? Are you like an Adam Cole fan? Because that would totally make you cool, even cooler. But yeah, no, I'm stoked, man. Hey there, George. Welcome, dude. I saw your video, by the way. Those are actually pretty cool. I like the that they come with the cover with the what do you call them, postcards and stuff. So going into Mansion of the Living Dead for those that haven't seen it. So I guess we can expect the sexual story of O in the future to get a Blu-ray update if you got the elements for it. Let's find Mansion of the Living Dead here. Let's see. Come on. The typing's got super slow. Oh my god, I hate the way their search engine works. Get ready to experience notorious writer-director Jess Franco at his most wild, perverse, and extreme for wanton waitresses, including Eva Leon of House of Psychotic Women, Marie Kaplan of Lillian, the Perverted Virgin, and the legendary Lena Romay, built here as Candy Coster, of Barbed Wire Dolls, arrive for vacation in the Canary Islands where they soon indulge their hungers for lots of sexual things. But the ultimate depravities are still to come, as a nearby 17th century monastery unleashes a horde of zombie Templars crazed for the taste of hot human flesh. Robert Foster co-stars in this jaw-dropping saga of sex and sadism that Franco scholars have called an insane homage to the Blind Dead series. Severin Films is proud to present Fully Restored, and now even more fully restored. See, is it almost kind of scary, Eddie, like in the amount of things that I have in common with Michael? That yeah, freaky, isn't it? Cloned, I tell you, it's cloned working. It's definitely more cult based than, but I get what they mean. It does say it is. Bullet, if you're already a Franco fan, you're definitely cool in my book because Franco never gets the credit that he deserves. But let me do something here. It's gonna take me 1 second. I'm actually super stoked about this Shadowed Mind. I really am, because that's a release that I did not expect to be coming. Because how could I? Like, how would you expect something like that? An announcement. An announcement. The final of the 8 titles, Raj. But there we go. We have what's the deal with the Shadowed Mind? It's okay, man. I do not mind mentioning it. The Shadowed Mind, and I'll bring it up here because I can give a dramatic reading of it. In 1988, South African filmmaker Cedric Sundstrom, whose underground shorts Suffer Little Children have provoked global outrage and accolades, took a group of skilled actors to a disused railway warehouse in Pretoria to shoot the story of an unorthodox asylum for the sexually insane. With a semi-improvised script, a Rogue meets Argento-style palette, and startling bursts of graphic violence and nudity. It was immediately banned by the government. It has remained virtually unseen anywhere in the world until now. Rufus Swart, Adrian Pierce, Simon Sabala, starring the psychosexual shocker from the producer of Stone, now scanned in 2K from the director's own 35mm print, the only film element in existence, and featuring a career-spanning interview with director Sundstrom. So not only is The Shadowed Mind a title that nobody expected, but The Shadowed Mind is a title that nobody thought could exist. It had been banned, as far as most people knew, even people that knew about The Shadowed Mind. This was not something that was ever going to get a release, ever. But now it's getting a upgrade and a release, a worldwide first-time release from Severin Films. You're getting 4 to 6, depending on extras on the Franco reissues. I think that, John, they're going to suck you in, because what's going to happen is that they're going to put on some Stephen Thrower, because you know they are. And you know when they put on some Stephen Thrower, you got to get it. And can you imagine if they put on some Stephen Thrower and maybe they shove in some Kat Ellinger or some Heather Drain or Sam Deegan or any of that, any of that ilk, or Try Haworth, then you know it's going to be stuff. Well, putting Vinegar Syndrome and Shane this go around. It's different. I mean, this time around, I will admit, like, I do like the titles Vinegar Syndrome put out, and they're definitely more of the mainstream stuff to get in a certain demographic. But for the type of titles that I like, I gotta agree with Blake and say that this is more my jam. This is more the type of stuff that that interests me. Obviously, I'm a Franco fan. I took the time to go out and buy both of Stephen Thrower's hardcover large books on Franco. And at the point that you're buying 600 or 700 page books, tomes on a director, you kind of like them. But this is an intriguing one. This is a good one. I actually was pre-taping something, and I stopped it to make this video. So what do you guys think? Bullet Blake has a really good point. You've seen the Vinegar Syndrome sale? You know that now. We know it's not a competition. This is all for fun. But you've seen the Vinegar Syndrome sale. You now know the titles that are coming from Severin. Yeah, I saw that a Jackal Blu-ray announcement. I missed out on the other one, so I actually might pick that up. Although we know it's Jacko, so it's. But I'm kind of interested in that too. We'll check that out after, by the way. It's on the website. So what do you think, guys? You already ordered? Okay. Not surprising. What do you think, guys? In fun. Not as in, like, not to be mean or harsh or anything. Vinegar Syndrome or Severin? Who do you think wins, I guess, for lack of a better word? The are the Vincent titles on par with these? Well, that's what I'm asking you, Matt. Do you think the Vincent titles are on par with these? I almost accidentally put you on a timeout when I tried to put your screen. So try to put your message up there. Do you think the Vinegar Syndrome? So are the Vinegar Syndrome Franco titles on par? Yeah, they're good titles. Now they're not. They're along the lines of the. They're not the sleazer titles for Franco. They're good films. They're very good films, and I definitely recommend picking them up. 1,000,000%. Pick up that double feature from Franco. It's really good stuff. You think Edge is mostly because of the 3/4Ks? Understandable. And at least you're being honest about it. Are you saying, John, that my dramatic reading of The Shadowed Mind wasn't what you needed to push you over the edge when it came to that? I'm slighted, John. Vinegar Syndrome titles we had for Vinegar Syndrome, We had the big one, which was Thriller, A Cruel Picture, a two 4K disc set. We had the family friendly Cloak and Dagger, and 4K. We got a 4K of Miami Connection. Then we got like Stanley and Horror High double feature, and what were the other ones again? Scared to Death by Wham Alone, and the other title was Voyage of the Rock Aliens, and then there was two VSAs. I'm on just for the type of stuff that I like. It's been a long time since I've seen it. If it's if it's the one I remember, it's pretty sleazy, but I like it. It's Franco, right? You're gonna get the type of stuff that you're gonna get with Franco. Uh, Severin's always much more your taste as much as you love the Vinegar Syndrome releases. I find that happens to me a lot too. And that's no shade on Vinegar Syndrome that put out Thriller this year, that put out in this sale, that put out like Cloak and Dagger, that put out like Miami Connection on 4K when the elements were thought to be lost, and those other titles as well. But for me, this is just overall around about more of a kind of a better package, I guess, per se. Like for me, that the sale titles definitely don't hurt it, because we're getting an upgrade, and it's not going to be not just an upgrade. We're gonna have more features and that, and it's not like these just put like John. If they'd put out, let's say, okay, we're going to put some Franco titles on sale for $5 or $3, whatever, right, on DVD, then I'd understand. But the fact is, they put almost all their DVDs on sale for $1, $3, and $5. So within the plethora of DVDs that were put on sale, like two happened to come out with with an upgrade, and so that's that's not really a bad thing. Getting Libido, excellent. Libido's a really interesting title. Actually, I can't say that there's either title here that is not interesting to me. Like personally, I do think that pretty much every title in this one here. Oh no, I like the one-to-one comparison. It's that's what I asked for, and so that's what you gave me. I appreciate that. It's going to make for an interesting sale. I mean, this as a YouTuber, as somebody that does this, and I hearken to say it for a living, but does does this hopefully seriously. Uh, um, well, this is a bit more interesting for me to look at and talk about. So my better half was there for the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Hey there, Alvin. Welcome, man. My better half was there for, like, she stayed for the whole sale, for the announcements and everything. She stayed up till late at night to be with the Crimson Cult members, so that they could talk all kinds of stuff. And thankfully, fantastically, she did, because I had, my excitement for the Vinegar Syndrome titles were the titles that were already announced, so there was not a lot of big hype going in for me for the rest of the titles. So when I clicked on the page and I realized, okay, well, this is what we're talking about, it made it a little bit harder for me. I actually find the partner labels month a little bit better, because see, if they had just left the Thriller or something like that as a surprise, I think that would have been the difference. But it left me with not a lot to talk about. So thank God for my better half at that time. But this gives me a lot to talk about. Hey there, Neil. Welcome, dude. Do you know I saw, it was in one of my Facebook groups I was in. I think it's an Omnibus group, and apparently somebody said that in Canada, the word bud and buddy is like he claimed it was an insult. And like being a Canadian that's lived all over Canada, uh, that's not a thing. Just putting it out there. So hey, buddy. Um, for Franco, John, did you buy my Franco shirt yet? I'm just putting it out. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. I do have a Franco shirt. Not throwing any shade, but I've had it for a few months. It's been in my store. There's different colors. Uh, there's a film. I actually was watching South Park last night. Actually, I watched South Park this morning. I watched the Russell Crowe fighting around the world episode. Oh, Bridget Chart I don't have yet. They definitely have me beat on that one. I thought about it, but who knows? One of these days. But yeah, we're Canadian. It's kind of our thing. But these are exciting titles. Let's look at the Jacko announcement there as well. I want to just quickly dive into that one. Make clicks put up. Love the cover, by the way. I don't need notifications, so I come here anyway. Look at the both two announcements because there's an announcement from David Sterling as well. Hey there, Richard. Hi. I like you always say oh hi, Aaron, because I get the oh hi Mark thing in my head. So here comes a Blu-ray release of Jacko. If you remember this film, it's a movie. The cover is there. I'll eventually own it. I'm not going to say it's a good movie, but I will say that it is a movie. And look at that. Say, doesn't make you want to read there. Look at that cover. So what do we got on Jacko right here? Special feature wise. We'll do the reading first, as always. On Halloween night, the spirit of Mr. Jack the Pumpkin Man rises from its long forgotten tomb to once again terrorize the citizens of Oakmore Crossing. Summoned by warlock Walter Mason, the resurrected monster soon sets its sights on killing young Sean Kelly, the descendant of Mansion's enemies. Sean's babysitter Carolyn tries to save the day, but is there really a chance in hell? Director Steve Latshaw delivers the goods with Jack-O-Lantern, a.k.a. Jacko, 1995, one of the greatest cult films of all time. One of the cult films of all time, featuring a stellar cast that includes horror luminaries John Carradine, Linnea Quigley, Cameron Mitchell, and the beautiful Brink Stevens, who they kind of missed. I make the mistake all the time, so they'll eventually fix it. They got Brian. It's Brink Stevens. 4K transfer from the OCN 16mm camera negatives there. Got an original DVD commentary track with Steve Latshaw and Fred Olen Ray. 15-minute restoration commentary track with Fred Olen Ray. Original Jacko DVD trailers, 2022 Jacko Memories video, behind the scenes video, Gator Babes featurette, Gator Babes trailer, and the Coven original footage. So this should be interesting. Quickly, nude shower scene. There you go. Hey, man, VFilm, welcome, dude. He has a fantastic channel, by the way, which you guys should be checking out. Just putting it out there. We got some people that do fantastic stuff on this channel, coming into this channel. And that's one thing I got to say. I really appreciate a lot of you creators that come in here and support the channel just by coming in. But Jacko, I'm not going to lie. It's not the greatest film in the world, but for $30 for a Blu-ray, yeah, I think I'd buy it. We also got from David Sterling, it was just recently announced, the Meathook Massacre collection. So your enjoyment of this is honestly 100% going to depend on how much you like the David Sterling films. The way it's done, though, there's 8 Blu-rays on this one here. So 8 individually packaged Blu-rays. And in those, you get So, in the direction of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, follow Bubba and his flesh-tearing exploits across 8 horror features. The Meathook Massacre Collection collector's box set includes an autograph by director Dustin Ferguson. We get Meathook. We get the original one from 2015. In 1989, the year I graduated, actually, 3 young women encounter car trouble on the way to the Dragon's Claw concert during a rainstorm. They are forced to go seek help, where one by Bloody One, they are attacked by a mass maniac hung on meat hooks. Shot on VHS. So then we get Meathook Massacre 2. 10 years after the events of the original, a rash of new Meathook murders makes Dan suspect this may be the same killer responsible for, well, that's giving away some stuff. Takes matters into his own hands. He tracks down the maniac in an underground cavern and not only comes face to face with the Meathook wielding mongoloid, but his entire sadistic family as well. Number 3 is a prequel story that is based on the original comic book. So there's a comic book, none of this. And number 3 is based on the comic book. We get the 4th one with a group of friends on the way to Las Vegas, ending up on the very, very wrong side of the track. We get Meathook Massacre 5, the final chapter, with hey there, Dag, welcome, man. Which obviously is not quite true, because after that, in 2020, we get Meathook Massacre 6, Bloodline. And this time it's personal. In 2021, we get not one, but 2 Meathook Massacre films. Meathook Massacre 7, Bubba's Dead, and Meathook Massacre 8, Mayhem. Which Mayhem looks to be maybe a bit of a compilation movie. I can't show this on my regular channel. Bring season 4. Okay, there you go. That passed me by. But I will try and show the Meathook Massacre trailer during the remind me, guys, during the Crimson Cult video on Thursday night. So we'll dive into this one a bit more there. It's $89.99, so it's taxes and maybe $100, right? So a little bit over $10, $12 per film. Definitely not a bad price. And there are Blu-rays too, so with some special features and an autograph, very cool. The other one here, the Killer Claw Bundle Limited Edition. And we get the from Sterling Entertainment. I love the way this is packaged, actually. This is uniquely done. We get the Bloody Welding Helmet, a Bloodied Sai, the Claw Blu-ray, the Claw 2 Blood Legacy Blu-ray. Only 25 signed and numbered editions made. So this one here, if you're into like the shot on video, the kind of the regional type horror type stuff, I guess the big thing to say is they only made 25 of these. So if it's something that you're interested in, it's going to be a very limited edition. So Killer Claw bundle sets offer two different custom painted welding helmets designed, signed and numbered by producer David Sterling, together with a Bloodied Sai and Blu-ray copies of Claw and Claw 2 Blood Legacy. Only 13 bundles will be offered for the Bloody variant and only 25 for the Skull variant. These collector's editions are sure to go quickly. So it looks like the Bloody variant has 9 left, and the Skull variant also has 9 left. So they're selling fairly well, I guess. So they got their fans, man. This is the Bloody variant. This is the Skull variant. So we've had some big announcements today. We have the 8th Vinegar Syndrome release in the Shadowed Mind, something nobody. There's a Linnea Quigley autograph slip. I didn't see that, man. Let's go back there. First 1,000 units include Make Flicks exclusive slipcover autograph by star Linnea Quigley. Hell yeah. Dude, I do not blame you. Linnea Quigley is one of the great scream queens of our era, and doesn't get enough credit. Remember Scream Queen magazine when that used to be around? You'd see get covers of like Linnea Quigley and Brooke Stevens, people like that. Definitely a good call. If I could afford it, man, I would grab this much. How's the shipping on this, by the way, guys? Question: how's the shipping? What are the different payment options? Is there like a Sezzle payment option? Amazon. Damn it. See, in the United States, you have something called Google Pay, where you can basically pay in for. In Canada, we don't have Google Pay. We don't have the pay in for option. Google. I'm sorry. PayPal hasn't done a pay in for option for us yet. I love that horror workout one. It is so funny. I got it on as a special feature in Arcadia on one of, I think it might be, it's not graduation. I think it might be Sorority Babes and Slam Bubble Ram, actually. I got one of these in the Slasher Classic collection anyway. And it comes with a commentary from Linnea Quigley and I think the director. So yeah, that's fun. Well, you're in the States, though, aren't you? So that's different. So it could be slightly different for me. So yeah, here we have companies like Cecil and stuff where you can like buy things in like in 4 to 12 like type payments. But we don't, for some weird reason, PayPal has not extended their pay in for past anywhere except for the United States, I think, right now. By the way, there's 36 people watching and there's only 13 likes. I'm just pointing that out as a good YouTube host would do, because it always helps the channel and the YouTube algorithm if you go out there and you hit the like button, and that's how you know these videos are being made. Give me a random gnarly slasher to pick to watch today for slashers. I'm not sure if gnarly or not. Have you watched Girls Night Out yet? Thank you, man. Be found. Girls Night Out recently came out from Arrow Video, and I'm sure it's on Arrow streaming site as well. It's definitely tamer, and you're not going to get much sleaze in it, but it's an interesting little slasher. But not quite a slasher. I watched a couple. I watched Girls Night Out last night, and I watched it. I double featured it with Hell High, and then I triple featured it because I watched the Sean O'Brien film right afterwards. But a good slasher. If you haven't watched Intruder in a long time, watch Intruder. That's a great one. It is set at at night, completely in a grocery store. I don't think my cousin has seen it. I got to make him watch this one. It's a really good film. Actually, it's got Sam and Ted Raimi, both in the film. Stage fright, 1,000,000%. Stage fright is the mix in Arcadia. Stage fright is the giallo. That is a slasher that is giallo adjacent. See, I liked Hell High. If it's the uncut version, you gotta watch the uncut version. It's fun either way, but definitely watch the uncut version. But yeah, and I'm sure you can. That's one I'm pretty sure you can find on either Shudder or Arrow, one of the services if you don't have it already, which you probably already do. But yeah, Stage Fright or Intruder, bam. Either way, you're good with either one of those for June exploitation. Next year, I got to start doing June exploitation. So you got to remind me of this, Matt. You watched Stage Fright for last year's day, but did you watch Intruder yet, though? Because if you haven't watched Intruder yet for June exploitation, it's a great one. See, I like some of the laid back stuff, like The Prowler and Initiation. Those are like slower burns, but great films. But those tend to be ones that most people watch see anyway. But if you haven't seen The Initiation, or if you haven't watched it in a while, yes, Daphne Zuniga, great cast, well done. But with all that being said, this here is going to unfortunately, sadly, be one of my shorter videos of the day because I have a couple things that that I have to do today, including a pre-tape video in a little bit after I get something to eat and actually drink my tea. But there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this and were able to look at the different. And I did what I said I was going to do and talked Severin. We talked the Severin announcements. We looked at the new Severin release. We talked about the new Makeflix announcements. I let you guys know what I think the bundle is going to be. The bundles are going to be. I think it's going to be a everything all inclusive bundle, a Bridget Leahy bundle, and a Just Franco bundle. That's what I think we're going to get. And merchandise wise, I think we're going to get at least 1 or 2 enamel pins. We will get the obligatory T-shirt, which will more than likely blow us away because Severin really, whoever the T-shirt companies they work with is, because I know I got a few of their T-shirts. They're really quality and they're really good. So expect some cool stuff T-shirt wise. If you wanted the big, like incredibly strange film, like the Raiden Steckler bundle with the Cash Flag mask, then it's selling out. There's only like less than 5 copies of left. If you're a high roller and you want to get me that bundle, then and make me review it, the challenge is on. Anyway, my name is Aaron. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful time here today, just like I did every time that I talked to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining me here in the Call to Cinema. Remember, Thursday night, we will be doing a big video on this channel talking about the Severin sale, talking about all types of stuff. And then we will go over to the Crimson Cult on the Patreon channel, where we are going to go to the NSFY stuff, where we can talk about the things that we can't talk about on the regular channel, and we can look at some of the interesting things that Severin is putting out. I think this is a great announcement today, and overall has brought a wonderful package of Severin titles that I think are very interesting on many different facets for many different people. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you here soon in the Cult Cinema.